Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I just want to give you guys a heads up. I was not able to complete this project in time for Christmas to give to my wife. We got this done about 80%. It's usable and in the house. This will be part one. I will come out with part two where we will finish the process of building the rest of it, and I'm hoping to release plans for this build at that time. And hope you enjoy. Have a great day. So just finished cutting the pieces for this cabinet build that we're working on. And yeah, I just wanted to comment on how much scrap I have left from this sheet of plywood. This is it. Just small offcuts and then just the trimmings that turned to sawdust from squaring it up. I'm very amazed by it. First time using the open free cut list, I believe it's called. Open cut list, sorry. Extension. If you have SketchUp and you haven't tried it out, definitely check it out. On all the side pieces on the tops, I will be making a round over or a rounded edge. Set up one on a piece of scrap. I'm gonna cut this out with a jigsaw, round it over with my orbital, get it nice and perfect, and then that way I can laminate small pieces to the side just with some CA glue so it nests on here nice. Trace it, cut out the bulk of the material with my jigsaw. Then I can use this, clamp it down, and then use a flush trim bit with the handheld router to make that corner radius. Do it once and use that to replicate each corner. So my real goal of this project has been to see ways that I can improve my technique and my process of making furniture, making cabinetry. And on this one, I wanted to avoid using pocket holes. Pocket holes are simple, they definitely work, but I wanted to move away from that. These top panels and the bottom are rabbited into the sides. In my SketchUp file, I set that up like that, so all my pieces on my cut list were set up for that, except the back panel. I put in to the exact opening size, and sure enough, I cut it to its final size, so now it is not rabbited in. So what does that mean? Instead of going pocket holes, which I could and go on the inside, I'm actually going to, I want to minimize pocket holes, and that's the goal. So I'm going to shrink the middle and shrink the height from the top to the bottom panel a 1/2 inch. That allows a quarter on each side and quarter top and bottom for that back panel to sit in. I'm really realizing for the opposite side that I can't just run it through here because I can't have that dado go all the way to the top because then I would be dropping it in, and I'm not too comfortable with that. I've never done that before, so what I'm gonna do is find out my spot where I want to start my cut, drop the blade so many rotations, and then set the piece on my mark and slowly raise, cut into the wood, cut a little bit, check my depth. And that way I can at least go to that starting point, set it on here, run the blade, and if I gotta go a little bit higher, go a little bit higher, and adjust it as I need till I got my final height, and then run it through. So we went down 3 rotations. We're gonna start, apply pressure just to keep this in place, and we will go up just about 3, maybe 2.5, 2 3/4, and then run a little bit, stop, check the depth, and then we'll go from there again. We are on the side of caution, so we can enter a little bit further in. I'm going to dial it in just to get this line right to the edge so that I can come and use my chisel. Alright, so I finished cutting all the pieces and then I went ahead and sanded everything with 220, so we are ready for assembly. So we'll use type on 3 just to give us a little bit more open time. Set it all in and then throw it on some clamps, make sure we're square, let it sit overnight like that. At this point, the build is coming along great. The only thing I realized here, I did not put a dado for the center divider, so therefore I did have to use 4 pocket holes for this build. So my projects aren't pocket hole free quite yet. Well, that didn't last too long. I ultimately decided to use pocket holes here as I was using some melamine and didn't want to use brad nails and glue. Tell me I'm wrong, I'm not sure. For setting drawer faces in place, I've started using a shim set that I've bought off of Amazon. It'll come with a bunch of different sizes shims that you can break into smaller pieces. Here are my, I've set it up to use 1/8 inch shims, bottom and on the sides, and that will leave me with a perfect 1/8 inch reveal up top. The bottom 3 drawers are fairly simple. You have access to put in clamps up top and drive your screws in. I'm using 1 inch pocket hole screws actually. I find these are great for cabinetry and just as well with doors. They have the shoulder on there to really give it some bite. For this top panel, I did use CA glue and activator to hold the door in place, and it actually worked really well. Often I find that isn't strong enough, and I will then use a hot glue gun. And I use the Ryobi hot glue gun, wireless, and totally worth it. Worth the purchase if you've thought about it. Great for that task. Now, unfortunately, we've basically run out of time. What I want to do, I don't have my saw out, so I can't cut some rough lumber and glue it up and sand that all yet tonight. I'm just going to put a piece of melamine on here that I have. Let's go get Mom. Mom? Yeah? No, you can look.
I was right! Oh, I needed this. Oh, thank you. I needed it. Maya. Maya. Maya.
You know why she's saying that?
No. Is your camera set up? Oh.